Alright, we are at the lake. I'm gonna test this guy out and see what it's got. It's a little, if you can look down in the lake and see, I don't know if you can see it on this video, it's a little bit algae-y and a little bit windy, so it'll be a good little test for this guy. Took me a minute to figure this thing out. It has to be in the water for it to work, for it to connect. It's going. Woo! It's gonna be super fun. Got good control. Got some pretty decent speed. I'm sure it'll be like a quarter as fast once it's got that big model barrel boat over it. Controls are kind of simple. It just turns on. It's got two little motors on it. It turns on one of them when you turn it one direction. Turns on the other one when it turns on the right one when you want to turn left. Or I guess it turns that one off. They're always both on. It turns one off when you want to turn it. Looks like it sits pretty low in the water, so it'll be good. It works in the algae, which is nice. I don't want to try to go out too far with it. It says don't go too far away with it. Oh, there comes the rain. I better come back in. Alright, I'm going to start putting the boat together next. There, it stopped. Alright, quick test. Works great. We'll have to put the model body together. So we'll have to put the model body together of the barrel boat and then see how it works just with the basic structure on it. Okay, I'm at the next step now. Next step for this project is trying to set up what the model size is going to be like. I want to get a nice, accurate scale model. So to do a scale model, like my students at school always love, is my scale model project, where I have them create a scale model of a house. I know you guys all love that, so I'm going to do that in real life, right, for something I'm going to actually build. So I looked at two things. I'm going to do what if I did a 30-gallon barrel or a 55-gallon barrel. I did all the calculations using this piece of PVC that I had left over from my last raft project, and I didn't end up using it, but I got this piece, so I'm going to use it for this one. These are going to be the barrels, right? And if I did 33-gallon or 30-gallon barrels, I had the calculations what the length of the barrel would be, what the height of the barrel, like how big it would be with 4 barrels, how big the model would be, how big the actual thing would be. And I looked up the price of them brand new, and I looked up the price on Craigslist, which did not exist. There wasn't any on Craigslist. So basically the 30-gallon barrel, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the 55-gallon barrel because there was lots of those on Craigslist. The actual price new would have cost for, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 more for that. Would have cost $1,000 on Craigslist. $160. So I saved tons of money. And my scale ended up being 1 to 12.4. The barrel's length, 2 3/4, using this diameter for the barrel. The actual boat is going to be, I started out with 7 feet, I started out with 8 feet, but I think 7 feet is better when I measured the car. I don't want it sticking out too far past the car. It ends up being 11 feet by 7 feet, 11 and a half feet just to the end of here. Plus I'm gonna have some extended out in the front. If you look at this guy, right at the end of the barrels are here. Got some extra, so it's like 12 and a half, 13 feet long really, which is plenty long. I mean, that's as big as our kitchen, so I can live with that as the size of a boat. And I figured out the length of the barrel in the model is going to be this long. So I'm going to have 3 of those on each one, right? 1, 2, 3, right? And I got the cappers for the end. That's almost as long as a barrel, just that one little cap. So this should be long enough to do the 2 pontoons for either side. And another thing that was really neat about this calculation is that with this being 7 feet wide, this boat is going to fit directly right between these two, so it'll squish right between the 2 barrel pontoons. So I'm going to start cutting these barrels up, making the pontoons, and that's the next piece. Do your math. It's super fun. Alright, I just did a video of cutting all this stuff up and gluing it together to make the barrel pontoons. But apparently I just did a picture. I don't know, maybe they shouldn't allow 49-year-old people to use cell phones. If I had like an old school video camera with the echo thingy, I would have known. But you know how it is. So I'm gonna just go from here and start cutting this stuff up. Try to cut some of the ends off of this. See if that works. I also made little diverter ends. A video of cutting those up too. But that's in the lost file also. So if y'all are worried that I'm not wearing safety glasses, then just be glad you didn't see the original video where I was cutting stuff up. It wasn't up as OSHA friendly. Alright, let that dry up for a little bit and then come back out and sand those last little pieces. Remember, safety first. This one doesn't glue very well. This black to this white, I didn't think it would, but better than nothing. And it doesn't have to be watertight, so it doesn't really matter. That's probably how it's gonna look in real life anyway. It's kind of janky and stuck together on those front diverters. Most of them that I've seen where people made, they didn't turn out great. But as long as it stops the water, just run it straight into that flat top of the barrel. Alright, let that dry a little more. Back, maybe sand it a little more.